Recently, I was asked, how did I know that Jesus cared for me? I must admit it's not a question that I get asked a lot. What was the context of the question? Well, the person felt that if God cared for children of abuse, he should have demonstrated that by intervening and stopping the abuse before it occurred. He was particularly concerned with the abuse that had occurred under the church's watch. I told him that Jesus was concerned too, and had in fact said while he was on earth that it would be better for those people committing such abuse if a millstone were tied around their necks and they were thrown into the sea. Jesus promised justice for those who were oppressed and judgment for those that oppressed and abused. But my answer didn't satisfy him, as he believed Jesus should have intervened immediately. I asked him if he was prepared now for Jesus to address all the wrongs in the world, if he was happy for Jesus to establish his kingdom here on earth now. How did he think that would affect him? Did he think that he would still be around if that happened? That he wouldn't be implicated in Jesus' judgment? He didn't respond to my question, but again said that he didn't think Jesus cared for children. And what made me think that he cared for me? How do we know that anyone cares for us? Well, 1, they tell us and they're happy to tell the world. 2, they demonstrate it by putting our needs above theirs. 3, they include us in their plans for now and the future. And 4, they spend time with us. Jesus satisfies all these criteria for me. But I think this man would think that there should also be a 5th point. That is, that if you care for someone, then as much as you're able to, you should ensure that nothing bad will happen to them. And the reality is that bad things still happen to me. For example, I'm presently sporting bruised ribs and a fractured elbow from a cycling accident. Why didn't God intervene and send angels to throw cushions onto the road to break my fall? There have also been people who have treated me badly. I also get sick. I had a heart attack. I have a blood disorder. I'm getting old. And one day I'll most probably die. How could a loving, all-powerful God allow those things to happen to me if he cared? Well, to be fair, Jesus warned me that this life would be filled with troubles, but that this short period of suffering would lead to an eternity of freedom from such troubles. He has given me a job to work on now. That is, to try and protect the oppressed and the needy, and to announce the hope that he offers all people. He has told me that this job won't be popular and that I may suffer as a result of it. But he has promised that at all times he'll be with me. I'll never be alone, even through the shadow of the valley of death, to use an old biblical phrase. In fact, his first 12 followers demonstrated this in their own lives. All but one of them were murdered for following Jesus. But just as in my life I have put up with the pain of exercise in order to achieve my sporting goals, the hardship of study to achieve my academic goals, so I put up with the suffering now for the reward Jesus offers me. When you decide to follow Jesus, he doesn't wrap you up in cotton wool so you can't be hurt. Rather, he puts you through fire to refine you, to prepare you to flourish into eternity. Because I know he cares for me, I'm prepared to trust him and hand in hand to go through the troubles of this life with him. I know that he has experienced these same troubles himself. He understands what I'm going through. And as for the children that have suffered abuse and everyone else that has suffered wrong, I trust that God's plan will see justice prevail and a time come where his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. A time when he will wipe away every tear. So that's how I know he cares for me. God bless.